Hi, today I wanted to do update on my Coelogyne. I have Coelogyne Lyme Bay, and right now it's growing a bud. And look how big it is. When this thing started to grow, I thought it was new bulb, but it turned out to be actually a flower spike. And especially I wanted to show this to Rasketzel because she said that when my growth started, she said that it could be a spike starting, a bud. But I didn't really believe it because at the beginning it did look like a new bulb. And I didn't know that they grow a flower before the bulb. But here it is. And it looks awesome. I like this plant because it has these large leaves. See how large they are? But now it's gonna bloom. From what I found on the internet, they bloom continuously. So basically this spike will grow and bloom will come sequentially one after another, and it can be in bloom for many months. So I'm really looking forward to it. Right now my spike is kind of straight up, but in time as it grows, I think it's gonna be hanging down. So I might need to move this plant to accommodate hanging long spike, which I will probably, maybe I will put it on the top of the shelf. But for now it's here. I think it likes it here. It is close to my humidifier that dispenses this steam. It's not steam. It's a cold mist. And I think it provides enough humidity for this plant to be happy because they do like it to be humid. So I think maybe Coelogynes are good for this place since this one is feeling good. And I'm really excited about this bud. I can't wait to see the flower. Now, since we are looking at the buds, here are a few more. These are buds on my Dendrobium aphyllum. And I counted 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there are 5 nubbings, but only 4 developed some kind of resemblance to buds. Some of them have 2 actually buds growing. See? So this is the growth that grew for me in my conditions. So I'm taking full credit for these buds. Hopefully they will bloom. And look, this growth didn't lose the leaves. The previous growth, the one that it came with, it did lose the leaves. And there's no buds or whatsoever coming out on the 2 old things. But my new growth, first of all, it created the buds. And secondly, it did not lose the leaves, which I like a lot. The leaves are pretty. There's a little bit of variegation going on. Very subtle, but it is there. I think it looks a bit better with the leaves. So I'm happy. We'll see if they will drop or if they will bloom. Hopefully they will bloom. Must look nice in bloom. So this is one more set of buds to look forward to. Now this might be not relevant to orchids, but my Hoya serpens, see this little peduncle here? I think it started to grow. It was very small at the beginning and was sitting there doing nothing for like many months, but now I definitely see it increasing in size. So that is very exciting, even though it's not an orchid. But if I get this Hoya serpens to bloom, I will be really happy. So let's wait and see if it will indeed bloom. The flowers should be really cute. Many buds developing there. And my Phalaenopsis Kingfishers dragon wing. there will be nice looking flowers and fragrant too. And I have actually 3 spikes there growing the buds. So it should be a very nice display when they bloom. And here are my 2 new Vandas. They passed the quarantine. I kept them out of tank for a week just to make sure that there are no pests or anything on them. And now I put them in tank hoping that nice hot and humid conditions will help with growing roots. And I actually read that Vanda sanderiana likes it hot and humid, so I might actually keep her here for like forever. And yeah, the spike is developing nicely. See, we will see the flowers soon, hopefully here. So another set of buds to look forward to. This is my Vanda Mimi Palmer cross insignis. And look, there are 6 buds growing on this plant. Last year, not last year, but 4 months ago, last blooming, it had only 2 blooms. Now it's more. And it does not grow tall spike. I noticed last time it was short and now again. For example, Vanda Rothschildiana grows tall spike and then starts to develop the buds. But this one develops buds on a short spike. Well, that's okay. So it's developing nicely. Soon we'll see the blooms. Now this is my Dendrobium jenkinsii. And I hope you can see. There's little knobbings on the bulbs that eventually should become spikes. So last year I had just 1 of those and it dried out, wilted and dried out and just died. This time I have a couple. At least that's what I can see with my eyes. There might be more. They're hard to notice now because they're so ever small. So I'm hoping that this year I will see the blooms. Anyway, at least it's trying. So that's Dendrobium jenkinsii that I'm hoping to see the blooms out of those knobbings. And this is my Dendrobium loddiggesii. And look, I have this single but big and proud bud. It's quite amazing how small the plant is and how huge the bud looks on this plant. So I think the flower will be awesome. It is a small plant and I'm really happy also to see all those new shoots coming out. So the plant will become bigger and hopefully I will have a bit. There's one more on that side. There, little start. So I hope as plant will become bigger, I will get more than 1 bloom. Yeah, I had single bloom on senile and now single bloom on loddiggesii. And here I left the best for last. This is my Vanda Rothschildiana spike. And I counted 8 or 9 buds on it. So last year it was only 5. So it's having now twice as more flowers. And when I bought it, I actually bought it because I read that it's awesome hybrid that is very floriferous. Supposed to have lots of blooms on the spike. And last year it was first blooming. And it only had 5 and I thought I was kind of disappointed. But then I thought maybe it was just the first blooming. And indeed that's the problem. Now the second blooming it has much more blooms. And the spike is not straight because it was my fault. It was growing towards the window, the light, and I was stupid enough to turn it the other side, and instead of growing back to the light, it started to grow on the side to another window. And so I got all crooked spike now, unfortunately. But the flowers shouldn't, it shouldn't matter for the flowers. So that was my little bud walkthrough to record what I'm looking forward to. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.